بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
We're still studying the chapter of divorce, hadith number 319 in Umdatul Ahkhaam. Who would like to read it? Yes, Akhi.
Fatima bint Qais reported that Abu Amr bin Has divorced her for the third and the last time. When he was away from home, he sent his agent to her with some barley. She displeased with that. The agent said, "By Allah, that you have no right over us." She went to the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and mentioned that to him. He said, "There is no maintenance due to you from him." And in another narration, "There is no accommodation." He commanded her to spend the iddah in the house of Sharik, but then said that he is a woman whom my companion visit. Spend your iddah period in the house of Ibn Maktum, for he is a blind man and you can change your clothes there, and when the iddah is over, inform me. She mentioned to him that Muawiyah bin Abi Sufyan and Abu Jaham had sent proposals of marriage to me. The Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "As for Abu Jaham, he does not put down his staff from his shoulder. And as for Muawiyah, he is a poor man having no wealth. Marry Usama bin Zaid." I didn't like that, but he again said, "Marry Usama bin Zaid." So I married him, and Allah has made him a lot of good, and I was happy with him. Rawahu Muslim.
Okay, this hadith, Fatima bint Qais, very long, but I believe that it is, inshallah, easy to understand. Fatima bint Qais' husband or ex-husband, Abu Amr ibn Hafs, divorced her 3 times. And not that he divorced her as we discussed before. You're divorced, divorced, divorced. This takes place as one. Or if someone says, "I divorce you 3 times," or "I divorce you 100 times," this does not take place. It has to be a divorce, then reconciliation, then divorce, then reconciliation, then the last divorce, and that is it. And in short, his agent, yani the man working for him, one of his subordinates, he asked him to give some barley to my ex-wife as form of charity, as form of maintenance. This is from his own, not that it is mandatory. She thought that, what is this? Being an ex-wife, divorced for the 3rd time, she thought that I'm entitled for more. So she complained to the Prophet ﷺ, who told her, "You have no right in any maintenance nor in accommodation." Unlike what? The 1st and 2nd divorce. So the Prophet told her that you have no right in maintenance nor accommodation. This means that because you're divorced for the 3rd time, you have to and must leave the house. So go to Sharik. And she was a woman, a generous old woman, that poor people, the poor companions of the Prophet ﷺ, visit her to eat. So after he told her that, he remembered that, and then he told her, no, no, no. This woman, a lot of men come in and out because she is old and she is hosting them. This is not befitting for you. Go to Ibn Maktum. Who's Ibn Maktum? You remember the Surah Abasa. Abasa wa tawalla an ja'ahu al-a'ma, the blind man. Who's the blind man? Ibn Maktum. So the Prophet told her, go and spend the period of iddah there. He's a blind man, which means that he cannot see you if you change or if anything would happen. This is permissible for the necessity. They didn't have any hotels, huh? So the Prophet did not tell her, go to the hotel or to... And then he said, when you finish your waiting period, come to me. Meaning that don't make anything before informing me. So she came to him, and what the Prophet ﷺ feared happened, but it did not progress. 2 proposed to her, Abu Jaham and Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan. So she came to the Prophet ﷺ, told him that this is what I'm now eligible to get married, my waiting period is over, and these 2 men proposed to me. What do you think? So he told her, Abu Jaham does not lift the staff from his shoulder, and Muawiyah is poor and he does not have any wealth. Instead, don't choose any of them. Choose Usama ibn Zayd. So the Prophet was proposing to her on behalf of Usama ibn Zayd. We know who Usama ibn Zayd ibn Thabit. Zayd ibn Thabit was a youngster and was one of the scribers of the Quran and was a learned man. But he was not the one who had a son by the name of Usama. Usama ibn Zayd ibn Haritha. Zayd ibn Haritha was the adopted son of the Prophet ﷺ. And he had a son by the name of Usama, the youngster, who led the army after the death of the Prophet ﷺ, and he was only 16 years of age. And in the army were the greatest and the biggest names of the companions, which showed that this man was something, mashallah, of this age. So Usama ibn Zayd ibn Haritha. She said, I did not like him. Why? Because she was a woman from a very famous tribe in Quraysh, an Arab woman. Usama was the son of a freed slave. Zayd ibn Haritha was a slave and then freed. Not only that, Usama was as black as night. His father, Zayd ibn Haritha, was as white as snow. He's white man. But his son was pitch black. So she didn't like that. And the Prophet ﷺ again emphasized and reiterated, marry Usama, and she accepted. Because this is the choice of the Prophet ﷺ. Can the Prophet choose something wrong for her? And then she said, and I was extremely happy afterwards. Because she chose what the Prophet chose, ﷺ, had chosen for her. She had the blessing and the barakah in her life afterwards. Now, going back to this hadith has a number of issues. First of all, maintenance and accommodation are not mandatory for the divorced woman for the third time. But it is mandatory for a divorced woman for a first time until her iddah is over, or for the second time until her iddah is over, because the woman who's divorced for the first and second time is still a wife. What is the iddah? Generally speaking, it is 3 monthly cycles, not 1. A normal woman, when she's divorced, her iddah is 3 monthly cycles. Allah says in Surah Al-Baqarah, وَالْمُطَلَّقَاتُ يَتَرَبَّصْنَ بِأَنفُسِهِنَّ ثَلَاثَةَ قُرُوء. And the divorcee, females, should anticipate 3 monthly cycles. And we will come to discuss this later on, inshallah. While she's divorced the first or the second, she remains in her house. It is a must. If you divorce your wife for the first or second time, usually what people do, take her to her parents' house. But this is haram. Allah says in the Quran, لا تخرجوهن من بيوتهن ولا يخرجن إلا أن يأتين بفاحشة مبين. You must not take them out from their houses, and they must not go out, meaning moving to another house. It is a must. The third divorce is a different one, because then the wife is completely forbidden. Once he utters the third divorce, khalas, she must wear the hijab, she must separate, she must not be with him in one room. No time to cry and say why. It's over. He's a stranger completely. First divorce, second divorce, they're still man and wife until the 3 monthly cycles are over, which means that she can beautify herself. Why? To tempt him. She has 3 monthly cycles. If he can reconcile, alhamdulillah. So what should she do? Should she stay in the ugliest way possible so that he would not call her back? No. She should try her level best to beautify herself. She cooks food, she obeys him, she doesn't leave without his order. He talks to her, she talks to him, they sleep on the same bed. Everything is normal until the third menses is over and she's pure, khalas. Now she becomes a stranger to him. Also, we mentioned this, that the divorce in 3 is innovated and it's haram. You're divorced, and it will not take place until you reconcile. I get a lot of questions. Sheikh, I divorced my wife yesterday or a week ago, and I left the home. I went to my parents. After 3 days, she called me on the phone, and I was thinking of reconciling, but I didn't. And while we were arguing, she said something that made me angry, and I said, "You're divorced again." And yesterday, also, her father called me, and I said, "Yes, I divorced your wife twice, and now I'm telling you she's divorced." How many divorces took place? Only one. Why? Because he did not reconcile. So a second divorce does not take place until he reconciles. So if he does reconcile, the second divorce takes place if he says it. In the hadith, we learn also that if you're consulted, you should give proper advice. The Prophet ﷺ was consulted, and he gave the proper advice. Abu Jahm does not put the staff down from his shoulder. What does that mean? Scholars say that he is a frequent traveler. That's why he puts a staff and he hangs his clothes and he travels a lot. But this is a weak interpretation. The correct interpretation is that he hits his wife. So if you marry him, he will always hit you with a stick, as if you are not human. And this is definitely not acceptable. And that is why the Prophet would not ever recommend him to anyone seeking marriage. Is poor and you come from a wealthy family. So if you would like to have this or that and he doesn't have money, he will not be able to help you and you will live in misery. Does this mean that women should only marry rich men? No, it depends on the character of the woman. If a girl comes from a very rich family and a beggar comes, or someone with minimal wage, barely able to feed himself, wants to propose and marry her, it would be logical that she knows that if she doesn't have strawberry for breakfast, that would ruin her day. In this case, no. This guy cannot bring you only strawberry, he cannot bring you bread. So no, you choose someone who can afford the minimal acceptable level for you, so that such a marriage would be a successful one. We have a short break. Stay tuned, and inshallah, we'll be right back.
A servant is not afflicted with any punishment greater than having a stiff heart and being away from the Almighty, the Compassionate. Hearts are God's vessels on the earth. The most beloved ones to Him are the softest and the most purest. If hearts are nourished with God's remembrance and quenched with His meditation, it will witness great wonders and deep wisdom. Since our hearts are enlaced with layers of oblivion, we need to cleanse them to stand sound and pure before Allah. To know more, join us on Peace TV's new series on healing hearts, where we can join together the caravan of the sincere servants of Allah.
Let's try and purify our hearts from all destructive sins to taste true success in Healing Hearts. Every Thursday at 6 p.m. and repeat telecast at 5:30 a.m. Saudi Arabia on Peace TV.
I wanted to share with you some of the ayat of the Quran and some of the ahadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Care and affection, guidance and encouragement, dedication and vision,
which give us an indication and an instruction.
Uplifting the horizons of the child in an Islamically sound way.
As to how to be good Muslim parents.
Muhammad Tim Humble.
Welcome to a brand new series, 26 ways to be a good Muslim parent.
Imbibe the various qualities of ideal parents essential for their children's upbringing and betterment from 26 ways to be a good Muslim parent. every Friday at 6 p.m. and repeat telecast at 5:30 a.m. Saudi Arabia on Peace TV.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back. So, you have to give the proper advice to whoever asks you. And one would say, isn't this ghiba? Isn't this backbiting? And the answer is no. It's backbiting if we're chit-chatting and we say, oh, this brother of ours, ya akhi, wallah, is very funny. He always beats his wife. This is ghiba. Why are you saying this? Or we're sitting and having dinner in a fancy restaurant and we say, our colleague is very poor, he doesn't have a penny. This is ghiba. But backbiting is not backbiting when there is a legitimate cause. For example, in this case, someone comes to you and say, akhi, this brother, so-and-so, he's proposing to my daughter or he's proposing to my sister, for example. And I don't know him. What do you know about him? And the brother, I know that he drinks, he does drugs, he fornicates, he cheats and lies. And then I say, Wallah, ya akhi, maybe Allah will guide him with this woman. So I say, MashaAllah, he goes to the masjid 6 times a day, 5 for the prayers and extra 1 from himself. This is lying. You have to warn him. But sometimes it depends. If warning him is enough, if the man trusts you, and you tell him, Wallah, ya akhi, this guy is not at all suitable to give in marriage. I would never give him my daughter at all. He says, why? He said, he has a lot of sins. I'm not at liberty to disclose them. I don't have to bring him a list and, no, you believe me, you trust me, he's not good. But if he is not in that trust to you, you're just someone. So if it's sufficient, if it's enough, if he trusts you, I would just tell him, I would not give my daughter in marriage to this man, and don't ask me to elaborate. But if he doesn't know you, I get a lot of phone calls. Sheikh, do you know so-and-so? And I know the brother. So do you recommend him? I say no. Or I say yes. But I don't give details. But if someone who doesn't know me or is not that trustworthy to the person, and he says, no, I need to have a specific reason, then I say, yes, he drinks alcohol. He does drugs. He is a big liar. He fights. One of the worst characteristics is that he gets angry very quickly. A person who gets angry very quickly is a very bad husband. Never recommend him to anyone. The best of husbands are those who are kind and calm and would not get angry so quickly. So this is not backbiting. If you have a complaint, your neighbor did something wrong to you, go to the police. So, no, this is backbiting. No, it's not backbiting. You saw someone stealing, report him to the authorities. So, haram. Backbiting. It is not backbiting. You have to. Likewise in fatwa. My father did this and that. What's the ruling on that? I'll tell you. This is not backbiting. Describing someone. Someone who has something that is known with and he doesn't hate it. Like in the hadith of the man with the 2 long arms in sujood al-sahu. The hadith says, Dhul Yadaini, the man with the 2 long arms. Or Al-A'sha, this is a description of one of the narrators of hadith and scholar. He could not see in night. And he's called Al-A'sha because of that. These kind of descriptions are okay. But if someone is fat, and you know that he hates to be described like that, and whenever you talk to your friend, what is fatso? This is inappropriate. But when it comes to description, there is no problem, inshallah. When I say, do you see Abdullah? Which Abdullah? Abdullah, the man that goes to the gym with us. Which one? This is the fat one. So this is a description, not in the intention of backbiting. And finally, Fatima bint Qais, may Allah be pleased with her, took what Allah has chosen for her. Usama ibn Zayd, and Allah Azza wa Jal made her life a happy one. And this is an indication to all of us. When you choose what you desire, there is a possibility that you will be happy, and most likely you would not be happy. Because what you desire is temporary. A month, a year, so, but then regret would result afterwards. However, when you choose what Allah chose for you, when you choose what the Sunnah has chosen for you, and you are making this choice because you know that this pleases Allah, believe me, your life would be happy and you would have done and made the right choice. Any questions? Yes, Akhi.
They are husband and wife for a long period, more than 70 years, and they've lost count of the number of divorces between them. So under the circumstances, what do they do?
We have a rule that states certainty is not removed by doubt. And this is a very important rule, especially for those who have wiswas, whispering of shaitan. I come out from the bathroom certain that I have performed wudu, full wudu. After 1 hour, shaitan, or half an hour, shaitan comes, maybe I passed wind, maybe I didn't do this. This is doubt. What is certain? That I made wudu. This doubt, I throw it in the dustbin. I have no means of bothering with it. Opposite is, I went to the bathroom, I answered the call of nature, and I went out to the office. In the office, it is dhuhr time. Did I perform wudu or didn't I? What is certain? That I have answered the call of nature. What is doubtful? Did I perform wudu or not? I take this doubt and throw it away, and I act on what is certain. Is this understood? This helps you in every single thing. I went to the bathroom, and there is water on the bathroom floor. Is this najis or not? What is certain? That water, as long as it's water, is pure. I don't see any impurity, I don't see in that particular thing, so it is pure. I don't allow doubt to destroy everything. Because I can get a glass of water, did he urinate in it, the man who brought it to me, or not? Did he do this? I just say Bismillah and drink it. Coming back to your question. A man and a wife married for 70 years, 70. I think this long, they have reached the age of losing their sanity. MashaAllah, 70 years meaning that they are almost over 100. But don't be despaired. Muslims who recite the Quran and abide by it will never lose their sanity. They will always be intact, mashallah, their memory, their choices. And this is found in all scholars of Islam. Sheikh bin Baz, may Allah have mercy on his soul, was 90 plus years of age. And not a single mistake you can hold against him. And he used to work, mashallah, full time. So these couple who lost track of the number of divorces, we will say, did you divorce her once, Sheikh? He says, definitely. Did you divorce her for the second time? He said, I don't have any recollection, I don't remember. Do you have any witnesses? No. Why? The sunnah is, when you divorce, you tell two people, I've divorced my wife, so that it would help you remember and need. So if you're unsure that you divorced her for the second time, this is what? This is doubt. Cast it away. No, I'm sure I divorced her twice, but I'm doubtful, did I divorce her for the third time or not? Then cast the third time, which is doubt, away, like in Salah. The Prophet says, when you pray and then you are doubtful, did I pray 3 or did I pray 4? The Prophet says, what is the doubt? Number 4, cast the doubt away and continue on what is certain. Yani, pray another 4 rak'ah. So I hope this answers your question. Yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
Sir.
Sheikh, in Quran it is mentioned at-talaqu marratan. What is the third talaq?
Okay, at-talaq marratan, and then it explains فَإِمْسَاكٌ بِمَعْرُوفٍ أَوْ تَشْرِيحٌ بِإِحْسَانٍ. Meaning that the revocable talaq are twice. Either you keep her or let her go. But the third time is the irrevocable and the final talaq. If you say it, khalas, it's over. The marriage cannot be reconciled until she marries another husband, a correct marriage, as we mentioned few classes ago. Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam.
As we are speaking about divorces, what are the rulings and how can a wife divorce her husband if she wants to?
Well, the divorce can only take place by the man, because Allah Azza wa Jal gave him the upper hand, and we know this for sure. If divorce was with the woman, none of us would be married now. Because women, mashallah, they're impulsive and they're emotional. And they burst into feelings of rage, and especially that they have their moods in accordance to some of them, to their cycles and different in hormone levels, etc. So they're not as steady as men who are usually described to be without any emotions and without any feelings. So usually the man is more sensible in divorce. However, if a woman wants to divorce or separate from her husband, she can do this by khul', and we discussed this before. Maybe we will come to something that would be similar to it and reintroduce the subject once again. This is all the time we have until we meet next time. Fi amanillah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.